pilot warden. Been in the agency space specifically for probably going on 4 years now. Been able to, we've scaled a couple of agencies. Newest agency, Loans.io, we've been doing it actually right at a year now. I think we're at like 13 months now. Been able to scale that pretty quickly. We've got like 14 team members now. And just growing, man. And I've had the opportunity to do a little bit of coaching and consulting with agency owners as well, which is how you and I came across each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. So 14 team members, and how big are you guys right now? Last time we started, you were like 100K. I think you're past that now, right?
Yeah, about 150. Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right. So last time we were at 120, now you're 150. Wow,
Yep.
lots happened since last time we talked. That's fantastic, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so when we were talking, it was, like a month and a half ago. And I'm curious, like, what were some of the problems that you were experiencing that you were looking to solve? Because I know you were looking at Google Data Studio and you were trying to do it yourself, but like, what was the intention behind, so what were some of the problems that you were looking to solve?
Yeah. When I came, right before I got introduced to you, we were at a place where like none of our internal data was really centralized. It was all over the place. Google Sheets here, Google Sheets there, ClickUp, project management, all kinds of stuff, just kind of all over the place. And so I was really trying to find a solution as far as like central. I'm not very techy, and a lot of times honestly, it can be a little overwhelming trying to figure out how to properly track everything and have like a centralized area to be able to see everything. So that's where I was at previous to getting connected with you. And yeah, like you said, I was at the time I was looking at Go Data Studio, trying to figure it out. It was kind of a nightmare. And so luckily, like right at that time, Joe, who we both know, connected and sent over a dashboard that you were building for Agency Lab. And, I really thought it was sick. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where we were at. That's what we were struggling with.
Yeah. And when you said like when it came to building your own Google Data Studio, you said it was a nightmare. Like what was the biggest nightmare about it?
Yeah, I'm just not very techy. So like I was trying to figure out how to pull through the data from sheets and stuff like that. And I probably could have figured it out, but it's not necessarily something I want to spend my time trying to do. So I was just like, it honestly, it was like a foreign language to me, like being in there and Google Data Studio and trying to figure out how to pull through the data and organize the data and all that stuff. So yeah, it was a nightmare.
Yeah, because I remember when we initially talked, like I was asking you, like, how much time are you spending on these Google Sheets and all this stuff, and you said that wasn't really the biggest pain that you were experiencing, right? Because like, I mean, you could have figured it out eventually, but it would have taken longer. Stuff that's not in your zone of genius, right? And so what to you was like the biggest pain when it came to that data tracking?
Just not having like a universal place to see it all, right? We had basic sheets and stuff. Like I said, I could find the data, but it was just an annoyance and also just kind of cluttered. It was everywhere, right? So again, having to look at a sheet here, a sheet there, look up here, whatever the case was, there was just no central way to find everything, and that was pretty much the biggest thing that I was frustrated with before working with you guys.
Yeah, so like just having an easy way to kind of see the numbers, make decisions based off that.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And so
I want to be able to. I wanted to be able to pull something up, see everything that I needed to see, and then make decisions based on the numbers in front of me, as opposed to tracking down this sheet again, go through ClickUp, things like that. Just having that central place to be able to pull it up and have it at a glance was very important to me.
Yeah, totally. And so what ultimately made you kind of decided to work with us? I'm curious.
Well, I saw the work that you guys were doing for Agency Lab and a couple of other companies that I know of. And it was, at the end of the day, it was exactly what I was looking to implement. And then hopping on a call with you, you kind of helping break down the numbers and kind of what we were struggling with. And, you know, it just gave me that feeling that you guys were truly in it to help, and was going to be you guys were going to be able to provide, you know, exactly what I was looking for. So that's it was a pretty easy choice, man. To be honest, it was a no-brainer for me after chatting with you guys and seeing what you guys were doing.
Appreciate that, man. Really do. Yeah, how's it been, man? I'm genuinely interested in your experience. Like, how's it been, like, just working with us from like the start to like delivery? Like, how's it been?
Yeah, insanely smooth. If I had to put it in one phrase or one word, it would be smooth. The onboarding was extremely easy. Just fill out a sheet, and then, you know, you guys asked me a couple questions, and a few days later we had our first dashboard. You guys are super responsive, so like that's something that doing similar things to this in the past, never this specific kind of thing, but doing similar things like this in the past, dealing with people that just were took forever to respond or to get feedback and things like that was just not ideal. You guys are super responsive, and both you and Rod are like, you know, eager to help, and even following up with me if like I haven't responded. Like, you guys are like, what can we help with? What can we help with? I'm like, no, I'm good. Everything's good. But you guys are like constantly trying to over deliver. So yeah, man, if I had to put it in one word, it would be smooth. And again, just definitely feel like you guys are in, you know, in it with us, which is super important. And I think I had a couple of requests as far as like things we could do with the dashboard that would allow you to see some, you know, data in different ways. And I think probably within like 15 minutes, Rod was like, here you go, done. And so that was super cool, man.
Yeah, yeah. Appreciate that. 'Cause definitely we want to be in it with you for sure and make sure that everything, because there's so many moving parts that can happen, and like when it comes to data, and like there's so much like
Yep.
confusion that can happen, especially when we're working with you and your team members. So like definitely that's a response to you know, responding, like speed to response is actually really important to us. So cool. So I mean that's your experience so far. Like, how about the actual product? Like, what did you think about the dashboards?
Oh, it's amazing. It's exactly what I was looking for. I again, like I said, man, when I was going through this trying to figure out how to build it myself, what you guys are building is exactly what I was looking for. And I think I told you that on our first call. Like, this is exactly what I had envisioned being able to see, and the functionality of it and everything. So the product is amazing.
Yeah, awesome. And how do you feel like it's kind of helped you on a daily basis? Like, how have you actually been using it? How have you been using it for your business? How's it helped?
Yeah, I mean, again, just being able to see the data and make decisions. Specifically, the main thing that we're using it for now is sales, and then, you know, obviously we're working on building out the additional dashboards as we go. But for sales specifically, it's allowing me to see exactly where we stand within KPIs. You know, what our cost per acquisition is, things like that. That before I was again able to find those numbers, but it was more of a headache, right? So now I can log in at the beginning of the day. I can see the stats of the last week, of the last month, what we're on pace for, things like that. I really like the functionality of the target, like having the projections and being able to see where we are, and as far as being able to hit those projections. So yeah, man, using it every day, kind of logging in and just being able to see those numbers and make decisions based on that is how I'm using it.
Yeah, 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 totally. Um, awesome, man. I guess my last question here would be like, what would you say for anyone that's kind of on the fence of working with focus systems?
Yeah, looking for obviously what I've said probably 5 times now. If you're looking for a centralized way to visualize your data and have it all in one spot, and you want just a super clean visualization of your data, then I don't think there's anybody else that I know of that I would recommend over you guys. So again, super smooth onboarding process, super smooth service experience, support experience as well. I couldn't recommend you guys enough for somebody that's looking for this kind of product.
And I appreciate you, Tyler. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure working with you as well. It's been super smooth, and like you've been super like accommodating with everything that like coming on, like even like referring people some people right away. And so I just appreciate you so much, man. I really do.
Yeah,
Cool. And
feelings
just
mutual, man.